Welcome to the 2025 Whatcom County Accessible Voting Advisory Committee. We'll start with some introductions. So first up, we've got Stacy Henthorn. She's our county auditor.
Hi.
We have Amy Gracier. She is our chief deputy auditor. I'm Becca Rouse. I'm the election supervisor. And then we have Delesme. She is recording the meeting. She is our outreach coordinator. And then we can let you guys introduce yourselves, what your organization you work for, and maybe what you do. I'll just go down the list of participants that I see, so not everybody's talking at once. So we'll start with, let's see, I see Allison and Tim.
Hi, I'm Allison Hill. I'm the Executive Director for Cascade Connections, and we support individuals in Whatcom County to work, live, and play. And this is...
My name is Tim Day, and I am a client of Cascade Connections.
Thank you. Let's see. Next on the list, I see Jessica Lee.
Hi, everybody. Jessica, and I'm with the Whatcom County Developmental Disabilities Program over in the Health Department, or Health and Community Services. And I'll pass the baton to Naomi, who's also with our program.
Hi there, Naomi Siegel. Work with Jessica at Health and Community Services in the Developmental Disabilities Program.
And then I see, is it Kian or Kyan?
Yeah, it's Cayenne. Hi.
Okay.
I'm Cayenne Flint, and I am a recreational leader and mentor at the Max Higby Center.
All right. And then Marco.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marco Morales. I work at North Sound Accountable Community of Health, and I'm the Strategy and Government Affairs Manager here at the ACH.
Hey, welcome everybody. We'll go ahead and get started with the agenda. So Delesme has the agenda up on the screen here. We're going to start off with reviewing the purpose and goal of the Accessible Voting Advisory Committee. So it is required by state law. It was formed in 2006 pursuant to RCW 29A 04223. Each county has to establish and maintain an advisory committee that includes persons with diverse disabilities and persons with expertise in providing accommodations for persons with disabilities. It assists election officials in developing a plan to identify and implement changes to improve the accessibility of elections for voters with disabilities. And then our mission is to create effective public education and outreach to inform the disabled community of the ability to register to vote and cast a secret ballot independently. It will also be a source of communication between the disabled community and the auditor's office to aid in identifying barriers that may preclude a person from registering or voting and any other election-related matter. So to start off, we're going to go over some improvements that we've made in the last year. So we have produced 3 videos that are available on our website in the last year. So Delesme is going to show us how to get there. So we have our auditor's main page website. And then we have the elections and voter registration. You can either click on that icon or there's the tab over on the left-hand side. And we've got all these other tabs. The videos are under voter resources. And then if you scroll down, we've got these 3 videos down here. So the first one is registering to vote. This is just a walkthrough of how to fill out either a paper voter registration form or how to use the online votewa.gov voter portal. And then we have securing your vote, which is an overview of all of the security measures that we use around elections, from drop boxes to the election center to voter registration. And then we have Path of a Ballot in Whatcom County that goes through what we call our 12 steps to ballot processing, all the way from collection through receiving ballots, signature verification, and tabulation. So those are our videos. And they are available on our website. They're available a couple other places on our website, but these are the easiest way to find them. You can also watch them on our website, or you can click the little link in the bottom left corner to watch them on YouTube. So next, we're going to go over the paper voter registration forms. So Delesme is going to show us how to get there as well. They're on the Secretary of State's website. And they have gone out of their way to make it in as many languages as possible. So right now there's 23 different languages that people can print a form and return it to us. We also supply forms to local libraries and city halls if people can't make it into our office or they don't have a printer. So that is an option as well. And then we're gonna go over the votewa.gov portal. So you can get here by just typing in votewa.gov. There's also a big link on our website. So we have this big clickable link up here with the arrow, takes you to Votewa. So votewa.gov, people can log in with their first name, last name, date of birth. And this is where they can, if they're not registered, they can register to vote. They can update their voter registration, view information about their elected officials. They can download a replacement ballot if maybe they lost theirs or they are maybe out of town. And then you can also view the online voters guide from here. It's personalized once you log in, so it's only going to show the candidates and questions that are on your ballot. And what we wanted to show on here is it is also the ability to translate it into 6 different languages besides English. So click on that and it will translate everything for you. So I'll stop and ask, is there any questions from anybody so far?
We had a question.
Okay.
Is the voter pamphlet in this, is it downloadable so that it can be read? So so that we can download it into a PDF and use our adaptive equipment to read it.
I'm not sure if the one from here is downloadable, but on our website, we do always put the PDF.
Okay.
So Delesme can actually show us how to get there. So if we go back to our website, and then we always have this current election tab over on the left. And then scroll down, there will be a PDF of the voter pamphlet that we make. And then if there's also a state voter pamphlet, we also upload a PDF of that. So we've got a link to the online voters guide. There's our local voters pamphlet that we produce in a PDF version as well. Any other questions? And it looks like Cam has joined us. Welcome, Cam.
Sorry, I was having trouble getting connected.
No worries. All right, so we can move on to the next item on the agenda. So a couple things that we think are really cool. We have a couple of bilingual staff. So we have Arsinia, who is our election coordinator.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, this is Cleo on the phone. I'm trying to get onto Zoom and I'm not having any luck.
Okay, well, we hear you, Cleo.
Okay, I'll keep trying.
Okay, All right, so we have Arsinia, who is our election coordinator. She actually was certified in Spanish this year, so she is certified to translate. She assists in marriages and licensing division when we have customers who need assistance. And then we also have Mavi, who is one of our clerks in the licensing department, who is speaks French as well. So we are able to help people who may need assistance in other languages. And then our next item, Stacy, she was able to go out into the community several times last year and give presentations on our office. So our office isn't just elections and voter registration. We do have vehicle and vessel licensing and recording and marriage recording and land records and marriage licenses. So she is able to get out into the community, give presentations. If you guys ever want us to give a presentation at an event, feel free to reach out to us. We're always here. We're always willing. We are looking to do more of that. So.
Okay, is this Becca talking?
This is Becca talking.
Okay.
Hi, Cleo.
I'm in.
All right. Okay, and then the next item on the agenda. So we have an accessible voting unit in our office. Delesme took a picture. We were actually able to move this to a more accessible location in our office. So it used to be kind of in a back corner. It was kind of a long walk to guide people back there, but we now have it in the public research area in our office. And so for those of you who don't know, the accessible voting unit is equipped with audio and visual technology. And it allows voters to cast their ballot using a touchscreen or a keypad if they may not be able to cast their regular ballot that comes in the mail. So if they have a vision impairment or something like that. If you guys know of people who could use that, we are always here for them. They are welcome to come in. We'll issue them a ballot. They can vote it while they're here and put it right in the drop box in our lobby. I don't know that people really know about it because we usually only get a couple people coming in to use it. So it is a great resource and people are welcome to come and use it. Jessica, see your
Yeah,
hand
thanks.
up.
Can you describe how the keypad works and some of how that's functioned?
Yeah, so it is logged in. We pick the ballot for them based on their residential address. We issue them a ballot, we walk them back there, get it all set up for them. And then we have, you can see the keypad kind of down underneath. So it has arrows that move from question to question on the ballot. And then the green button makes their selection. And then it gets to the end and it prints the ballot for them.
Oh, and so then they have to vote on the paper ballot.
No, it prints a ballot that has their choices that they made on the AVU.
So if they have difficulty, do one of the employees from the election office help them?
Yes, so we obviously give them their privacy to cast their ballot, but we're always there within earshot in case they have any issues.
Okay. Has anybody had any, by the way, I'm sorry, since I'm in late, is it okay that I'm asking a question?
Yeah, go for it, Cleo.
Okay. Have you had any issues? Anybody have any problems? And if so, what were they?
I think the only issue that I recall was it was kind of on our end, the printer wasn't working. It was a odd size piece of paper, so we had to do a little bit of formatting, but that's the only issue that I recall having.
Okay. So we can come and see it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great.
This is Diane. I have a question.
Okay.
So if we typically, or the voter typically gets their ballot in the mail, like how do they indicate somewhere that they rather fill out their ballot at this location, or?
No, so they can come into our office anytime we're open and use that AVU.
Okay, cool. So you don't have to give like a head notice.
No, people have asked in the past if they need to make an appointment. They don't. You can just come on in.
Cool. Great to know about this resource. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Becca, it's available 20 days before election day. So everybody gets a ballot in the mail. It's an additional replacement option if people want to come in and vote.
All right. Any other questions about the AVU? Jessica?
So sorry. Yeah, so just curious, you said it's had limited use. What were the types of accommodations people kind of had who have used the unit? I'm just kind of more interested in your experience of kind of use, and if there's any gaps you think that might be.
I think the only people that I have assisted that have come in and used it have been blind. So, but we have a headset that they can listen to and make their selections. Amy has been longer than me helping people, so I don't know if she's had others that have different disabilities other than being blind.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you assist individuals who are blind? Tim would like to know.
Okay, yeah, so we issue them a ballot. We put a label on their return envelope, and then while they're standing there at the front counter, we would have them sign it the best that they can. If we aren't able to verify their signature, we would just ask for a form of ID. And then we would walk them back to the AVU. A couple people that have come in have had service dogs, so they have been able to follow us back there. Other times we'll just walk them back there, ask if they would like a hand, guide them back there, get it all set up for them. They can take a seat, use either the keypad or the audio, or if they would like something else, we can turn the screen off, we can turn the screen on. That's their decision. We usually ask them, and then they can vote their ballot. It prints. Depending on the person, we can either help them fold up the ballot and put it on the envelope, or they can do it themselves. We walk them back out to the lobby, and then they can put their ballot right in the drop box in our lobby.
Great. How long have you had that?
We have always had one.
Oh,
I would say it's harder to get into the courthouse sometimes. It's a challenge to get into the rotunda and then up onto the first level. So it can be a kind of a challenge to just get into our office sometimes, but we've had various folks come in and use it. Up at Western, he worked there. He used to come in and vote on it using the keypad, and he really liked it. He thought, I wish more people knew about this. So this is cool that we're sharing this resource.
Any other questions?
Oh, I will say, Becca, the voter will sit and make their selections, and it doesn't just print their selections, it will review the selections that they made. And then it prints a ballot that has their selections marked. So it's pretty cool.
okay.
All right. So if there's no other questions, we'll move on to the next one. So one thing that we added to our inserts last year that come in every single ballot packet is we have a list of all of our drop boxes, and we added an extra column on last year to list which boxes you can drive up to deposit your ballot. So we thought that was helpful for people who may have mobility issues, not being able to get out of their car to walk up to the drop box. So these are our list of drop boxes. Yes means that you can drive up to it, and no means that you may have to get out of your vehicle and walk a little ways.
Good.
All right.
I wonder, would it be an option, or is it, I'm not seeing, is there something on there about the accessible voting unit, or the option to go in and use that? Could that go with the ballots?
It is, I believe, on the, I don't know if it explicitly says the AVU, but on the other side of the insert, we do say that we offer registration and voting aids. And it is always also in our legal notice that we are required to print before every election as well.
And in the local voter pamphlet.
Yes. We try and cover as many bases as we can. All right. Any other questions? All right. So now we'll move on to our current projects. So those videos that we talked about earlier, we are currently working on translating them into Spanish. We are having the titles proofed by another, or the subtitles proofed by another county who, Yakima County, they are one of the counties in Washington that has to provide voting material in both English and Spanish. So they are proofing those very kindly for us, and then we are going to get the subtitles added onto the videos and the voiceover done by July 16th. So look for those on our website. We are pretty excited about it. And then we are always looking to create more videos and publications. So Delesme is our outreach coordinator. I believe she sent everybody the invite for the meeting. So that was a new position last year that we were able to get added due to some legislation that required extra outreach from our office. So she has been working on some new publications. So we have like our Path of the Ballot PDF here, flyer, which is all the same steps that are in that video. And then we've got our accessible election services flyer that we can get out into the community as well. And then your signature is important. So this one talks about why your signature on your return envelope is important, how to fix it if you have a challenged ballot, and how to update your signature.
Can you go back to the previous one, please? I want to see something. Okay, it says visit us online. This is just a little FYI coming from a senior. Research with seniors have shown that viewing yellow backgrounds are the most difficult. Just an FYI for you. If you need
Thank you, Cleo.
it for you.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything? Oh, it looks like Amy is asking in the chat, Allison and Tim, how would this work with a screen reader?
I think we'd have to try it and then
Okay.
get back, I think is what Tim and I think.
Okay, sounds good. We can definitely send you that to you to test out.
Yeah, that would be great. We'd love that.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Anything else about the publications?
Can I come to the office and get a copy of each one? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Not a surprise, right? No. Okay, good. Yeah,
All right. So next on our current project list is improving accessibility of information on our website. So we're always looking to improve our website, looking for feedback. We try and use as much plain talk as possible, make information easy to find. And also we try to meet the accessibility requirements with like PDFs and stuff like that. So if you ever find information that is either hard to find, think it can be easier to understand in a different way, any kind of accessibility stuff, we welcome your feedback. So.
Yeah.
And we've got lots of information on our website. We've got voter resources. We've got observer resources if people want to come in and observe the election process. We've got some frequently asked questions. So there's a lot of information to sift through, but if you guys have any feedback, we definitely welcome it. And not just for the election and voter registration portion. If there's other stuff, we will take that feedback too. So.
Becca and Amy, would you like that feedback by a certain date per se? Would that be more helpful? No?
Anytime, Cleo.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Okay, and then we also, one quick thing we wanted to show you with the website was it is also able to be translated into different languages. So we've got this little Google Translate button down in the bottom right corner. There's a myriad of different languages that you can translate the page into. Most of these I have never heard of, but the options are there.
Oh my.
So. Anybody have any other questions about our website or anything like that?
I'm curious, have you had anybody kind of test it from who speaks another language? And yeah, okay. No,
I don't believe that we have. So that is always a possibility too.
Okay.
All right. So next on our agenda is ideas and suggestions. So this is your guys' chance to give us feedback, give us ideas. We're open to pretty much anything. So anybody has any ideas that they want to share?
This and I'm not quite sure what's already been done beyond what was talked about today and getting the word out there. But I know that especially for the accessible voting unit, if it's being advertised like in small print, like at the in information that might arrive to the home, like just indicating this is an option, those that would benefit from the unit probably are not reading that themselves.
Okay.
And not everybody, want to say not everybody that like takes the time to go searching around online to find an alternative. And I want to say a lot of disabled people have found their rhythm in like having someone else help them. And so they may not even think to look into this as an option.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess I don't have the answer, but I would definitely say like sending out or creating more content that's not like a pamphlet or on the pamphlet, making a QR code very noticeable and recognizable, as this can lead to access, to give more information on the accessible voting unit. That's specifically for that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is not all information marketing the accessibility is accessible itself, and then like disabled people like find something that works and it works good enough, and they don't look to change it if they don't know that there is possible change.
Mhm. Okay, great feedback. And I see Jessica's hand up.
Yeah, just kind of building on that, and just in terms of a fairly simple outreach task might be, I mean, I think between the crew of us who are on this call, getting you a handful of key emails of agency leads who can get it out to case management and the Northwest Regional Council and other places that work with populations that might benefit, and that you guys just as part of your regular outfit, maybe once a year, timed prior to ballots going out, just get an email to some of the key networks that may be helping do some of that facilitation, to, because I know like our DDA case managers are required to, support people to register to vote as part of their enrollment process. So they're trained to have conversations about voting with a lot of the population. So I can put, between Naomi and I, we might be able to put together a list for you. Who should we send those email addresses to if we gather them?
So you can send them to our shared election inbox. So we are looking for new members. So that is like a great lead in into the next section of the agenda. But our pamphlet that Delesme is going to show for new members has our email address on it. And that should be the same email address that the invite came from. So. All right. Anybody else have any other ideas or suggestions?
I have a comment or whatever, suggestion maybe. I do some special things over at the senior center, and I was just thinking about your publications being in other languages. There are people there who do speak other languages and English, and I was thinking maybe I think I'll be there this coming month. Well, anyway, soon. I take people's blood pressures and teach them and all kinds of stuff. And so maybe I could find out who speaks some of those other languages or reads the other languages and get some feedback on your on the pamphlets. That's kind of cool. How do you get it to print in another language right away?
I haven't tested out the printing. I know that it will translate on the screen, but that is one thing that we should test out. So
is it a software program then that converts it right away? Just like on people's, cell phones and stuff, they have an app that can switch to another language.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, Rebecca.
Yeah, the website is through Google. Yeah, so it's Google Translate.
Oh, Google. Oh, it's Google Translate. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I can do that if you want, Google Translate, and see if that would be of any help to anybody. Okay, that's interesting.
All right. Anybody else?
We're having a resource fair. And so we're wondering if this might be something that a representative will want to come to share with our community, or if there's a packet, things that we can actually share with our community. It's in Barkley Village in July, celebrating Disability Pride Month. But wondering there will be a large group of people who are voters who have a disability, this might be a great way of getting some information out. So we're just wondering if there's a way that we might be able to do that as well. It is July 17th, Barclay Green, from like 4 to 7.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we would. I don't want to speak on behalf of Stacy or
Right.
Amy, but I think we would love to be there.
Yeah, we
Okay.
would. Yeah, we will participate.
Okay, I'll send you just that email if I just send you the information and then, okay, yeah, that'd be great. Cause I think, I mean, we're surprised at some of the information that we're receiving. And so I think that this is important stuff for individuals to be able to get for accessibility and being able to vote. And so we'd like to get it out to other people. Possible.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is Kyan again. We're Max Higby Center and a couple other businesses downtown are also hosting an event for Disability Pride Month. It's only 3 days after Cascade Connections, but if you're available for tabling at that, it's a Disability Sidewalk Fest.
Okay.
I can send you information about that as well. And I know that's 2 events in 1 week, but yeah. I think it's awesome that so many people are celebrating Disability Pride this year.
Yeah. All right. We would love information about it.
If
Cam?
Yeah, if anyone would like the League of Women Voters to table at those 2 events or that resource fair at Barclay Village, we'd be more than happy to do that.
Perfect, thank you. No, it's a lot of great ideas that are being presented here today. And I want to work with Jessica also as far as just the information that you'll need from our office so that you know, the materials that we are sending out to the organizations, that they are effective. And if anybody wants to come in and use that accessible voting unit, I mean, it's available to anybody.
Could we just come and do a pretend something or other? Just so we can see how it works?
He could give you a demonstration.
A demonstration?
Mhm.
But during the voting period, if you haven't already turned in your ballot, you can come in and we can get you set up and you can actually vote your actual ballot.
Okay.
From the AVU, which would give you the best interaction, right?
Yep.
Anybody else have any other ideas or suggestions? I'm loving this resource fairs and all that kind of stuff. So
You know, Cam, or has anybody heard of the senior center is going to have a huge event out at Hovander Park in August, early August? Okay, I don't have the date right off the top of my head, but I don't know if that might be something. Usually there's hundreds of people who show up, the seniors and families. I'm sorry, I don't know the date, right? It's usually in the beginning.
It's August 6th.
I'm sorry?
It's August 6th.
Thank
And
you.
it's called Seniors Day in the Park.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if that's a possibility for something.
I'll check into that.
It might be.
that may not be a one we would be able to attend. That's the day after election day for the primary. So
Yeah.
that might be a little tight for us, but if Cam and the league are there, they're also great at tabling and getting information out there.
I'll check into that. I'll take care of that.
All right. Anything else? And also, just one more thing to throw out there. We are doing tours of the election center for the primary election. So those are, let's see, we're sending invites out on July 7th. And the tours are going to be the 29th through the 31st of July. So they'll also be advertised on our website. So if anybody is interested in coming and seeing the process, we will be here to give tours and answer questions.
Tim had one other question.
Okay.
Quick. You wanna ask it?
So if I wanted to access your materials in the standard form or any other format, could I do you guys have like Office or Word versions of that instead of PDF?
I believe a good portion of our publications are PDF, but we can definitely work on making those another version if PDFs don't work the greatest. So
Yeah, because I use a screen reader, and I have a really bad time with PDFs because I think those are more for sighted people, and I am totally blind.
okay.
I mean, that's what my judgment is, but I could be wrong. You may have to do some research before the election season starts.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely look into that and see if there's other more accessible, compatible with the screen reader options that we can put material into.
This is Cayenne. I can add a little bit to what Tim was saying. A lot of times when a document is converted from, say, a Word document into a PDF, it's pretty much turning it into an image, and the screen reader needs the actual words. So there is a way to format PDFs so that they have the correct tags and labels that the screen reader can read. But it's not the typical way that you just typically convert a Word document or wherever else you're building your info out into a PDF, because then it, like, a screen reader can't read a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good information.
But it is possible to have accessible PDFs. It just takes some additional steps.
Allison?
Okay. Thank you for that.
Tim has one other thing to add really quick.
Okay.
And also, I do speak two other languages, and my screen reader supports more languages, but sometimes the tags do not match up with the language. So so my screen reader ends up mispronouncing the words.
We will definitely look into either more accessible PDFs or different versions of documents. So thank you for that.
Is it easier when all the font is the same size and there's no pictures?
Is it easier when when the font's all the same size and there's no pictures? For your screen reader?
If there's no pictures or text boxes, then yeah, I can go over them, in any format. In any of the supported languages of my screen reader.
Thank you for that feedback, Tim. We really appreciate that.
Right. Any other ideas or suggestions? Okay, so we'll move on to our next section on the agenda, which is recruitment of additional members. So Delesme's got our invite up here on the screen. I think Jessica, you were talking about other contacts out in the community that we could get this information out to. So if you guys have people that you are aware of that would like to be a member or you want to share this information with, we are always looking for new members. So we will send this out to you and you are welcome to share it with any contacts or people that you know that can help us get the word out. All right. Any one last chance on our agenda for any more questions or input? Okay.
Planning another meeting?
We don't have one on the calendar at the moment, but we are always here.
You know, we've got a few ideas from this meeting. One of the things is I want to look into being able to create, first and foremost, because of the materials that we have, you know, with the local voters pamphlet, it's got candidate statements and things like that, that I want to see if we can find out if we can have a accessible PDF version that then I could go ahead and send to Allison. And if Tim could help us and let us know if he can read that material, that would give us a you know, provide information as far as, yes, we could then go ahead and use that when we're building other publications and such.
Are you good with that? You're live.
Yes, I would like to do that. However, my screen reader, like I said just a few minutes ago, I've tried doing PDFs and my screen reader is slower with them, which is the reason why I prefer Office or Word documents. Or if Word is a bit outdated, I've heard that people are using something called Google Docs.
Mhm.
What is that?
Oh, I can explain. We can do a little bit of chat about Google Docs.
Mhm.
But I think, Stacy, did you say that you were gonna put it in a PDF and then put it into Word so that Tim can put it into his reader?
Well, I was going to reach out to our IT department and
Okay,
ask them what kind of tools are available.
okay,
Yeah,
that sounds great.
but we'll be following up. All right, well, thank
Stacy,
you
any
for attending.
last?
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. We're coming up on an hour.
Mhm.
Thank you for your time and all your feedback. It has been awesome. So we will take all that feedback, see what improvements we can make, and you guys are welcome to reach out to us, direct people to us. Yeah, we look forward to hearing from everybody. So
So as far as any next meeting goes, you would just notify us by email.
yes, we will send out an invite.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.